5 seconds before you start talking because live streams.
And I think it's time for our Friday live stream. Welcome, guys. This is going to be a bit of an interesting video. So we have a couple of main objectives. First, I just want to thank TC Helicon for sponsoring the video. Oh, check this out. Oh, wrong one. And we all knew that was going to happen. I was going to screw that up. So this is their GoXLR, and it's the product that we're actually using to capture audio for this, and it can do a lot more than that. We'll talk a bit more about the features later, but first we're going to open this thing up. But before we do that even, I also wanted to just say sort of why we're doing this video. So over the last, I'd say about 3 months, not over the last 3 months. So over the last couple of years, we have taken a lot of negative feedback about the way that we've been titling our videos. So sometimes I'd say that it's not really fair. So we'll call a video something along the lines of, here, I'm pulling up the YouTube dashboard here. I think this is the right scene. Cool. Yeah, yes, that scene. I'm going to just throw a filter on. Actually, here, I think I have this one already up. Cool. So this is the new YouTube studio, for those of you who aren't familiar. I really, really don't like it, but it has this cool filter here so that we won't see any of the embargoed videos that we have for, testing purposes or whatever else. We'll only see real stuff that we upload. So sometimes I think it's not really fair, So the weirdest video card we've ever seen, and we've got in the thumbnail here. It's kind of hard to see from here. Maybe we can open up this in a new tab. So we've got a picture of a graphics card, and then we've got a picture of an Ethernet cable next to it, and that is, in my opinion, completely fair and representative of the content of that video. That video is about the weirdest graphics card we've ever seen, because instead of outputting to HDMI or DVI or DisplayPort or any kind of traditional display interface, it outputs via Ethernet. And then it has these special Ethernet to HDMI adapters on the other end that will translate that signal into something that a display can understand. However, there have also been cases where I think that the criticism has been fair. There's situations where we've pushed it a little bit too far. So I'll see if I can find an example of that. Sorry, Razer, I'm not switching. No, I mean, I'm clearly holding a laptop here. The desk fan for gaming. Some people whined about the fastest Xbox of all time. I thought that was fine. I mean, it's an Xbox enclosure. Yes, it's not, strictly speaking, an Xbox anymore because we did take out all the components and put a PC inside. But I mean, it is the fastest Xbox of all time. It is what you think. You know what? There's actually a thread on the forum where someone outlined a couple of things. This is Romano2K, not a sort of huge contributor to the forum or anything. In fact, I think they just signed up to complain about this. But that, I think, is demonstrative of how important it is for us to address this. So basically, Romano2K says, "I won't click. We never expected NVIDIA to allow this. How has everyone overlooked this? Why would you even? Razer thought this was a good idea?" Or, "I can't believe this." While saying that a little bit clicky, water-cooled smartphone, Alienware's crazy upgradable laptop, says that's okay. So here's the situation. We actually created a video it must have been about a year and a half ago, addressing the more clicky thumbnails that we've been using, clicky thumbnails and titles that we'd been using on our videos, saying why we were doing it, explaining how the YouTube ecosystem has changed such that in order to continue to grow and continue to be sustainable as a company, it was something that we had identified as not necessary, but certainly too helpful for us to continue to ignore. However, I think especially over the last probably 6 months, I mean, it's not like I haven't been seeing this feedback. It's just that we are completely data driven in terms of the way that we alter our content, the way that we alter our thumbnails, the way we alter our titles. Pretty much everything we do is driven by data in some way, shape, or form. So until about the last 3 months, we didn't have any data to support that this was having some kind of a negative impact. We did have people complaining about it, and we obviously take in those data points, but the actual YouTube analytics, so the things that you can identify, your like, dislike, or that you can quantify, your like, dislike ratio on your video, the retention of your video, the overall viewership of the channel, the rate at which people are subscribing, the rate at which people are unsubscribing, and even the demographics of your audience. We hadn't seen anything to support that some kind of change was necessary. Over the last few months, we've actually slumped a little bit. I don't know if you guys notice. I think that it's the kind of thing that we obsess about here, but our viewers actually really aren't looking that closely at, especially because we'll see really funny stuff. Like people will, they'll post on the forum, LTT is going downhill. Their company has 6 months to go because of these decisions that they're making, and it's bad. And, meanwhile, it has actually happened that such threads have popped up literally on the heels, like the day after we have our highest recorded day for overall viewership, or like our highest overall day for new subscribers, or whatever it is, where the audience is clearly growing and clearly engaged. But over the last few months, we have actually slumped a fair bit. Now, we reversed it a few days ago, but one thing that it's done is it's made me really look inward at what we can do to alter the content and alter the way that we engage with our audience. One of the things that is not going away is sponsored videos. So I'm definitely going to walk you guys through the GoXLR. Why don't we take an opportunity to do that now? And then what you guys are going to do with me over the next probably half an hour or so is we are going to work together to fix some of the titles on the Linus Tech Tips channel. So on this monitor here, I've got up our channel analytics and everything, the channel page, so we can go through and quickly make these changes. And then on my laptop here, I've got both Floatplane chat and YouTube chat open so that I can see your guys' suggestions and we can achieve a couple of things. Number one is we can improve the relationship that we have. You guys have complained, we hear you, we're going to fix this. Number two, we can address something that has actually been a problem internally as well, and that is the searchability of our older videos. We've run into situations where we want to refer back. We want to pull footage from an old video, referring back to something that we've said or something that we've done, and we haven't been able to find the bloody video. And, obviously, with the way that search on YouTube has become increasingly less important, why don't we just say decreasingly important? Not grammatically correct, but we're going to go with it. With the way that search has become continually less and less important compared to related videos, suggested videos, all the ways that YouTube algorithmically serves content to the viewer base. Honestly, those less searchable titles haven't affected things much. It's shocking, actually, how little that has impacted viewership. So it's more about just making it easier for us to find stuff, making it easier for those small number of people who really want to go back and find one of our old videos, and just saying, like, look, guys, we hear you, we need to fix this. So the compromise that I'm going to propose is actually something that we have already begun to implement over the last, I'd say, it's something that we've done off and on, actually, pretty much all the time, even with some of the really clickable stuff. But it's something that we're going to commit to keeping this way moving forward. With that said, if things change very dramatically and all of a sudden, it doesn't work at all, I'm not locking myself into this. I'm just saying, we hear you guys and we're going to do this. We're going to do our best to do this. So we're going to do away with titles like this. Fool me once. Now, in my defense, that video was about a product where the brand reached out to me, told me it was amazing, flew all the way to my studio, demoed it for me, and it was terrible. And then they did the same thing on a show floor. They pulled me into their booth, telling me it was going to be amazing. So that really was representative of, at least, if nothing else, my feelings about the experience of this company. However, It's just not descriptive enough. So here's the compromise. We will leave something clickable, something enticing, because the reality of it is, if we just put product, model number, review, impressions, first look, we're not going to grow. We might even shrink. That might actually spell the end of us over the long term. I'm sorry, but that's the way YouTube works. But what we can do is we can go Pimax, 8K VR, headset, first impressions. That way, everything stays searchable, and we are still able to do what we have to do, because that's the way YouTube is. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back to the beginning here. So you guys will have probably seen this on the last few videos that we've done. So yesterday's video is a classic example. If we had called this video running Mac OS in a virtual machine, which, if we're being... Shut up, Jake. Go f yourself. That's a feature of this GoXLR, by the way. I'm using one of them right now. I will get to like what I'm doing with this thing a little bit later, but anyway, if we had called it that, we might have expected that video to perform about average, and this is something we really do have a lot of experience with. Whereas if we call it Apple won't like this, everyone's going to be like, oh, what won't Apple like? Because people can't help themselves. But again, the compromise here is Apple won't like this. Dash. So that's going to be the way that we're going to denote the clickable title from the what the heck we're actually doing title. We go run Mac OS on any PC. And that is what we're doing. Because of the magic of virtualization, Hackintoshing becomes something that you can not only do, but thanks to the fact that when you virtualize, you don't have to worry so much about platform-specific tweaks that have to be done every time Apple updates their OS. It's just this one that needs to be updated and maintained. The chances of that Hackintosh remaining usable over a long period of time are much better. So that is our point. That's fundamentally what we're trying to say. Now I've had a lot of people. Okay, you know what? I'll get into this later. I promised I was gonna open up the GoXLR. So this thing is really cool. Basically, what it does is it's not cheap. Like, it's about $400 US for one of these puppies. Jake, do you mind taking that? Thank you, sir. It's about $400 US for one of these, but it takes the place of a good number of other devices that you would otherwise need. So if you want to use an XLR microphone, you're going to need an XLR interface, because your computer doesn't natively have just like an XLR input on the back of it if it's a normal computer. You're also going to need, sorry, give me a sec. There. Depending on your XLR mic, many of them are going to need a preamp. You also may, depending on how sort of sophisticated you want your audio setup to be, you also may want compression or a gate. So this is meant to be the one size fits all of all of that functionality. Oh, right, and also a mixer. In practice, how it works is actually quite a bit cooler than that. So instead of doing any of the features that it has, instead of doing them in software, it's all handled by dedicated hardware within this thing, and it's got a bunch of additional like voice effects. It's got a sampler. Hold on a second. This is really great. So if I was to say something like Jake sucks, then I'd be able to like Jake sucks, like Jake sucks. Oh, I got the timing just wrong. That's okay. Anyway. So you can censor yourself, you can sample things, you can add effects, and the really kind of killer thing that absolutely blew us away was actually on the software side. So they've got this software interface here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up this. So they've got this software application, but what's cool about it is everything that... One moment, please. What just fell? I heard shattering. Okay. Good. The quasar did not break. It was only the that picture frame. Okay. Anyway. Oh man. Sorry guys. I had nothing to do with that. Let the record show I had nothing to do with that. Anyway, back to this. So what's cool about their software is that it's all just control of the dedicated audio processing hardware that's within the GoXLR. So you can do all kinds of stuff. Like I could adjust my bass to go heavier towards my voice to go heavily on the bass side. I could remove treble. The problem for me is that, sorry, I put this back. The problem for me is that if I do that, it actually completely removes my voice, which is kind of a shame. I can adjust my compressor, including all the functionality that you'd get off of like a standalone hardware compressor. Okay, not all of it, but a lot of it. All the key important stuff. Gating right here. De-essing. Okay, mixing. So this is pretty sweet. See all these controls over here? So you got your mic, your chat, your music, whether it's something like Spotify or something else that you use for music. All of these outputs and all of your inputs can be completely reassigned. So let's go ahead and go over to the routing thing here. So this is really cool. You've got your outputs, which are controlled with your little sliders here. So I'm gonna adjust my microphone, so you can see here. Boom, little something like that. I can mute it. Check this out. The knob goes all the way down, then all the way back up. So it's a like totally unnecessarily cool thing. I've seen this on mixers before, but I guess they were like, what the hey, we could do it, why not? Pretty cool. And then you can adjust whether it's, okay, here, why don't we go ahead and fire up some music. Here's a song I know we have the rights for. So I've adjusted it so that music, here we go, goes to my line out. Hold on a second. Here we go. Broadcast stream mix. So can they not hear music anymore? Theoretically, I think they can't. Sorry, what's that? We're using line out? Okay. So I can nuke the music for you, and then I could listen to it myself. I can put the music on for me and mute it for myself, and I can make all these adjustments in part because the way that they've configured, it's like it's just a USB interface, but it creates all of these like virtual interfaces. So I'm gonna fire up sound settings. Actually, I'm just gonna turn the music down. Mute that. So check this out. You fire up your different apps. You go, okay, Spotify. Oh, it's not working because I didn't change it. Ha. So output, there we go, is GoXLR music. There we go. And yeah, input is, no, that I can leave it default. Yep, there we go. All right, cool. So now I can adjust it. Dang it.
You're muted right now.
I am muted right now?
Music is
There's our problem. There we go. Sick. So I can control where it goes. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it off of the line out. Boom. Or I can have it on my headphones. Yes, everything's working now. Good. I'm less flustered now. I can, if I just wanted music for my stream, but I don't actually want to hear it because I want to focus on my game, I can go ahead and turn it off for myself. And then I can just easily adjust all my levels, adjust them, turn it off, check it again, turn it down. Okay, didn't like that so much. It's pretty freaking sick. All right. Yes, everything is working exactly the way it's supposed to now. Jake, is there anything else that's really cool that I should show them in the software?
we can do the meters. That's cool on the dials.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so if we go into system lighting, sorry?
Mixer lighting.
Oh, sorry, mixer lighting. There we go. Mixer lighting. So by default, the LEDs here that are on the side of each of the sliders are just indicating your volume, which to me is not necessarily that useful. So you can adjust that, and you can, I have the scaling really wonky on this monitor. I actually don't, can I move over? Uh-oh.
Windows scaling. God dang.
If I had logged back out and logged back in, I probably wouldn't have this problem right now. That is quite unfortunate out of 10, and I can't even get down to the thing to adjust it. Shoot. Oh, yes, yes, scrolling does it. Yay. Okay, cool. So you can change the style to meter, and then now guys can actually see here that you're getting levels on here instead.
And you can make it a gradient.
So I can do the same thing for, can you make it a gradient?
Yeah, you select gradient, and then you can pick your two colors.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. So it goes from blue to red, So bottom color, we could go green, and then top color, we could go red. Hello, hello, hello! Just like that. Pretty cool, right? And then we could do the same thing on our music. So if I were to turn my, not mute my music. Same thing. Cool, right? What else should I show them? What else is like kind of critical? Yeah, the effects are pretty cool. So if you press the FX button, I apologize in advance. I'm just going to switch out to here. Actually, no, I'll leave it. I'll leave it where it was. So I'm going to go to the FX button. I don't know what we... Okay, sorry, guys. We were kind of playing around with this before the stream. So there's a reverb dial here. You don't have to use that, though. We can turn the reverb all the way down. There's echo. Wow. Sorry. There's the pitch adjustment, so you can turn your pitch up like this, or you can turn it a little down like this. And again, these are all hardware applied effects as opposed to being handled in software and taking up precious CPU cycles while you're trying to stream. I'm going to turn that back up to normal. There's also kind of just some, you can say, okay, I want to be robot voice now. This is the kind of thing that I think for a lot of streamers is not going to be a huge deal. But for others, if you're like, I don't know, if you're one of those like GTA 5 role players, for example, or something like that, and you want to alter your voice depending on what character you're playing, they've got 6 different presets up here, and then all these different adjustments that you can make, so you can just kind of have fun with it, I guess. One of the coolest things for me is actually this button right here. So this is the swear button. So if I was to say something like, Jake, you done up again, then you can actually self-censor. And I mean, censors, it's just fun because even if you're not even swearing, it's just like, you know what? I just think, and I've never even seen anyone get, like, censoring is just funny. I love it. Also fun to play with is the sampler. So the way that one works is you go ahead and you think you're going to say something funny like whoa! Oh, shoot, I didn't clear that one. So you clear them by pressing clear and then clearing the button. You've also got 3 different sort of layers of these, and then you can use the software to create multiple profiles. So you can, depending on what game you're playing, or if there's like certain buddies that you want to have your troll samples ready or whatever, you can have different profiles for that. So you just be like, like headshot, like headshot, like headshot, like headshot, or whatever you're into, right? So that's pretty fun as well. Anything else critical that I kind of missed here?
Yes, it's expensive, but
I said it's expensive.
All that audio hardware costs
yeah, right.
a lot of money too.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So yes, it's expensive, but all that audio hardware does cost a lot of money and is quite a bit more complicated to set up. This was simple enough that I was able to figure it out. And I think any of our longtime viewers will know that my track record for live streaming audio is not fantastic. I think would be a nice way of putting it. Not fantastic.
Yeah, this is literally all
It's all you need. You just grab an XLR microphone. You can even use it with a USB microphone as long as it has like a 3.5mm monitor out. So it has like a line in, and all that can be reassigned in the software, and you can remap it. And it's not complicated, which is pretty sweet. So the way we have our sliders set up are for my microphone. So whoopity 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 whoop, just like that. We've got music, which I've got turned off because we don't need to listen to Supernova for this entire stream. We've got chat, which I actually don't think does anything for us right now. And then we've got system. So if I was to just, hit the Windows volume check, just like that. Cool, right? All right. So now why don't we get into then helping me rename our videos? I'm going to start with... like how far back do we want to go here? All right. Oh, cool. Actually, that is an amazing example of when this would be useful. So I fired up the stream window here, and it's like, oh, shoot. Oops. Boom. System. That is an amazing example. Or muted. Yes. Yes. Fun. Wait. Oh, right. They couldn't. I was looking at your thing. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I opened up Floatplane because I wanted to be able to see the chat there, and the stream was actually live. This actually looks pretty good. Good work, you guys. Okay, so how far back do we want to go? I'm watching you guys. I've got Floatplane and YouTube side by side, and I think, oh, sorry. I was trying to window snap that. That did not work. That worked better now. Oh no, the Floatplane chat is not showing when I have it too narrow.
Oh, there's one more thing you forgot.
Oh, did I forget something?
You gotta adjust your hair.
I have to adjust my hair?
Yeah, you didn't do your hair before.
Oh, I know. This is like the worst haircut I've had in a while. Like, check this out. So, just like, look how uneven that is. It's like they weren't even trying. So I told them I wanted it like a finger length and a half when they cut it. And so they took the front and were just like, yeah, it seems about right. And then did the whole rest of it like evenly, see? But then this is just like random. So I'm going to grab some scissors and fix it myself. Like literally grown ass man and cutting my own hair. But that's okay. All right. So let's do it. Let's go back. I think it's going to be easier for us to find like really egregious examples if we move a little bit further back.
Apparently you left the pitch up.
Oh, did I? No, I didn't.
You should go or the treble.
Okay, that's possible. I left the treble up.
Just trolling you.
No, I didn't. Oh, shut up.
I think the gate is on there. Up and down thing again.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I did not. That is just actually what my voice sounds like. And that's with like a really nice microphone too, which is terrible. All right. So I'm going back about, I don't know. I hate the new dashboard so much. Okay. So we're going back to why don't we go back to last year? And I'll let you guys kind of tell me which ones you think are really bad and which ones you think are all right. Man, this is going to be tough because I'm going to have a hard time figuring out like what these videos were actually about in some cases. So 1+6 leaks confirmed, hands-on. Does that seem pretty fair? Jake, you can also weigh in on these if you want.
Is that an LTT video?
Yeah, that's an LTT video.
Oh.
As opposed to what else would you think?
Confirmed?
So it was a hands-on with the phone.
I think it's a little.
Okay. So
I think the hands-on is fair though.
First impressions?
First look.
I think first impressions is
Very long.
So this was at their show floor, if I recall correctly. Okay. First impressions?
Yeah, that one was fine.
Okay. 1+6 quality control exposed. I think it's pretty fair to say a couple of things here. Number one, that it wouldn't have done 4.3 million views if we had called it OnePlus Factory Tour. But I think it's also fair to say that that was not necessarily the most
I would just add Factory Tour.
representative. Hold on, I'm just gonna, for some reason, Floatplane's not doing a thing. Maybe get rid of the exposed. Yeah, I don't even, okay, so here's the thing. I don't want to adjust the titles too much because you never know. YouTube claims that it doesn't matter. YouTube claims it makes no difference. I think that's BS. Like adjusting a video's titles after the fact, because we have run into examples where we've adjusted titles and it does seem to have a profound effect on the performance of the video. But I want to make sure that in all cases there's something properly descriptive that's in the title. So I think if we just changed it to OnePlus Factory Tour at the end.
I don't think you need the OnePlus again.
Does that seem fair?
People don't like the exposed.
People don't like exposed. You know what's funny is I actually, with the is he COO? I can't remember if he's COO or CEO, but one of their C-level executives, I battled over this word as well. They were not stoked on it. And I've put a lot of effort into using that word. People want revealed. Okay, well, fine, Floatplane. I mean, the point of us doing this together is that I will give in and I will do what you guys ask. So fine, I guess we don't really need OnePlus. Can I call it an epic factory tour? It was pretty awesome. What do you think? Can I get away with that? Jake's nodding. You know what? I'm going to do it unless you guys are like really, really mad about epic. Okay, fine. Let's move on to the next one. Save money on RAM with Optane. Okay, What this was a sponsored showcase from Intel where we demonstrated that with Optane you can what was our point here?
Using Optane for RAM.
Oh no. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I can't believe Intel sponsored this. They've actually in the last year, I think I think it's fair to say they've gotten a little more conservative about their product messaging, because we were using Optane as a as like a RAM disk or something, weren't we? What were we doing with it?
Wasn't me.
Yeah, it was not. It was not like a supported use case. That really was kind of a crazy experiment. Okay, Floatplane's telling me they want Intel in there, saying that title's fine. Put showcase in the title. You know what? That is a fair point.
Big sponsor.
Optane, save money on RAM with Optane.
Intel Showcase.
Showcase. Yeah, we can throw Intel Showcase in there. All right, that's fair. Let's do it. Because that's really the only thing that's non-descriptive about that. Although, in fairness to us, thanks to Intel for sponsoring this video, we do a pretty good job of making sure that that stuff is above the fold. Cutting open a laser key switch. Bloody Gaming LK switch showcase. I think that's pretty good as it is. I'm not going to bother with WAN show, guys, just to be clear. WAN show is what it is. If you click on WAN show, not knowing that you're clicking on WAN show, then you get what's coming to you, I think, to a certain extent. What the heck is an AI phone? Honor 10 showcase. That seems pretty fair to me.
I'll leave that next one.
Yeah. 1+6 review, top notch. That seems fair, no? Okay, all right. I'm going to jump over to Floatplane saying honors fair, fine, reasonable. Thank you, guys. I'm going to jump over to YouTube over here because I'm sure people are like super chatting and I'm not seeing those. No. Actually, people are super chatting bad haircut, Linus. Thank you, Robin. Appreciate that. Instead of okay, hold on a second. This is important to address. So Double Pudge actually super chatted. I think people complain too much and you shouldn't give in to their every issue. You're right. And that's why over the last 2 years, we have continued to use clickable titles because without them, we wouldn't be able to sustain the 25 people that work here. And I know there's people who disagree that we should have 25 people working here, but the cold hard truth is that videos like that Hackintosh one yesterday, that took Anthony a week. I had an entire writer working on that for a week between all the prep, getting it working, getting all the screen cap that we needed, the actual shoot itself, QCing the final video, like all that stuff takes time. From a quality standpoint, our content is better today than it has ever been. And we can't do that without the staff that we have. So we want all those people on staff. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, So we do have to take advantage of, well, every advantage we can get, whether it's a title or a thumbnail or whatever the case may be. But we also can't lose track of the fact that without our audience, we don't get to do this. None of us. All the way from our brand new hires who can't have their names out there yet because they're still on probation, through to Anthony, who's been here for almost 2.5 years now, to me. I founded the company. None of us could do this without our community. And so we have to ignore the haters, the one-offs. But this has been something that has been such a sustained criticism, and not just from people who are like, rah, 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 but people who are putting together very cogent arguments for why we should address it, that we cannot ignore it. We have to respect our audience because without them, we're nothing. Let's go ahead and jump over to the screen again. 1+6 review, top notch. I think that's fine. I'm going to jump back to Floatplane chat since I don't see anything over here. I can see what you bought online. Okay. So this is, and I'm holding an Amazon box specifically, that's for a reason. So this is one of those, what are our viewers buying episodes. And I don't remember what we used to call them exactly because we've actually done a handful of them. But I don't even really know what to put in there. So I can see what you bought online. So Amazon... affiliate. Okay, so this is really funny. So Amazon used to call it the Amazon affiliate program, but their contract for it, which we know from experience, they are very particular about enforcing, prohibits us from representing ourselves as though we are affiliated with Amazon in any way, which we're not. I'm going to be real clear about that because I don't want to run afoul of their rules. So I'm almost afraid to put Amazon affiliate in the title because they actually changed the program to Amazon Associates. But people aren't going to know what that means. They're going to be like, oh, affiliate programs. So Amazon, how about that? Viewers, yeah, that's a good suggestion, Brian Leon. Viewers, Amazon, purchases, analyzed. Well, look, I know it's long. Shorter titles work better. Like this is what it is. But this is a video that's probably mostly run its course by now anyway. Oh, I remember what we called that series. How about we throw viewer's choice in there? Viewer's choice. Because that's what we had called that content previously. I went and put it as Z and analyzed. I'm sorry, you guys. My bad. Okay. Hopefully you guys are cool with viewer's choice. I'm honestly happy with this title. This $2,000 PC case shouldn't exist because it really shouldn't. But we could put MBX MK2 in there. I'm kind of tempted to call it a showcase just because that's kind of what the video content was. But the problem with that is that we weren't paid for it. So
Review? Is it a review?
it's not a review because it's more of like, honestly, it's more of a profile of Charles through his product. And I've known Charles a long time than it is an evaluation of the case in any meaningful way. But
The story of.
you know what? No, Floatplane says it's fine. Just leave it. Okay. 3 security features every notebook should have. HP EliteBook Showcase. That seems pretty fair. 12-kilometer Wi-Fi, success. This is not a sponsored thing from Ubiquiti. The only things they provided were, of course, the dishes. And they sent out a tech to help us, which has a cost for them, but not a revenue opportunity for us. So I think that seems pretty fair. Iceberg says, don't. Keep Showcase to always mean sponsored video. That really is our intent with that. We want that to be really clear for our viewers. When you see Showcase, that's your opportunity to go, I want no part of it. One thing where I think we've muddied the waters a little bit. As I'm going through, I'll be able to verify that. But if we think something really stands alone as straight up good enough to be a video on its own, actually, an example of that would be we have an upcoming video that LG sponsored, but it's actually not really about LG's product that they wanted us to demonstrate, or that they're this video is brought to you by this product. So what it is it's a factory tour of Meridian Audio, who is this super high-end audio equipment manufacturer based out of the UK. Who LG collaborated with on their X-Boom Bluetooth speaker. So Meridian has some of their special sauce. Like their claim to fame is really their DSPs. I mean, they do other stuff. I mean, honestly, this place is incredible. Don't miss that tour. It's a really great video. Anyway, but their DSPs are one of their really special sauce things that they do, and they've got some of that in this X-Boom. But the meat of the video is really this tour of Meridian Audio, who actually didn't pay for anything. So it's like, it's this weird gray area where obviously we fully disclose that the video is sponsored by LG. It's within the first 10 seconds of me talking. And we do a shout out for the X-Boom before we cut to our animated intro. And then we do functionally an integration for the X-Boom at the end where we talk about, well, this is everything you just saw. That's why LG partnered with Meridian for the X-Boom. So it's like sponsored by LG, but it's not an LG showcase in any meaningful way. So yeah, I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. In the meantime, cheap AliExpress graphics cards. Scam? That seems fairly descriptive to me, and I am loath to change that title given that video did 5 million views. We bought cheap graphics cards off AliExpress, and we asked, are they a scam? Which is exactly what we were wondering. Brian Leon says, you know what's hilarious? Let's fix our clickbait titles. Seems like a clickbait title. That's what we're doing, is it not? Okay. Come on. Help me out here, you guys. Okay, so people are cool with that one. Did Razer screw up? Blade 2018 Classic unboxing. That seems pretty fair. Nest cams are a big ripoff. Okay, guys, because of the stream delay, when you're typing in the chat, like which one you think is okay, you got to let me know which one it is, because some of you are going to be more delayed than others. Nest cams are a big ripoff. So, Jake, you actually worked on this video. That was our clickable title because there was no way we were going to get 1.5 million views. And remember, it's not like people hated the video. 97% like to dislike ratio with 45K likes. That's actually really solid for a video with that many views. But I think it's fair to say that we could put
Wireless security camera.
DIY Wi-Fi security camera guide.
I don't think you need to put the guide, but sure.
Okay.
Also need to capitalize Wi-Fi properly.
Sorry. Capitalize le Wi-Fi correctly. Okay. Oh, people said the Nest one was fine before. You know what? Yeah, it probably was, but the purpose of this exercise is to make it more descriptive. Why is everyone buying this tablet? I am actually particularly proud of this.
Is that a viewer's choice?
No, it's not. This is a series that we came up with. Why is everyone buying? It was an excuse for us to cover more mundane products that are just like stuff people actually want to buy, without having to resort to without having to call it Fire 7 tablet review, which no one's going to watch, no one's going to click on.
Is it an Amazon bestseller? Or is that
It's an Amazon bestseller.
So maybe that should be in the title.
We could throw that in there. People are saying you should do more of those. Yeah, we actually really should. People want Fire 7 in there. Okay. All right. Why is everyone buying this tablet? Amazon Fire 7. Fine.
You're not on you're on the webcam.
Oh, sorry. I'm on the. Sorry. I did it. You guys have to take my word for it. There you go. Amazon Fire 7. World's craziest 5 gigahertz laptop, Asus G703G. I don't know. I think that's pretty fair. That's me and Alex, like hooking Blowimatrons up to a laptop to hit 5 gigahertz. Oh wait, is it the Fire HD8? Did I screw that up? Thank you. I actually couldn't remember which one it was. Dang it. Is it? What? No, why do we have Fire 7 in there? No, I think you guys might be drunk. I think we might have compared it to the Fire HD8 or something like that. Okay. Jake, can you make a note for us to figure that out later, or can you check or something? Okay, world's craziest 5 gigahertz laptop. Everyone says that one's fine. Cool. All right, completely wireless power. Holy, oh, nice. Completely wireless power. Holy that's so fun. People want to know, okay, wireless power. I mean, that's what it was. It's wireless power. No one seems to be complaining about that one. Why is everyone buying this TV? Okay, yeah, TCL 55, whatever, 405. Let's throw that in there. That's what we decided was fair for that one. Completely wireless power. You guys want the product name. The thing, though, is that product name is totally non-recognizable. Like, why charge? Okay. Completely wireless. Oh man, how do we? Yeah, why charge? Why charge? Technology? Like, I don't know. It's not a showcase. So again, this is one of those situations where they definitely contributed value monetarily. Like, they paid for plane tickets for themselves to come out here, bring all their stuff, and do a demo for us in our studio, which was very generous of them. They didn't pay any money. We just really wanted to feature the product. So it's not a showcase. Okay, Disgruntled Snowman says, yeah, it's unrecognizable unless you want to buy the thing. Oh, unless you want to buy the damn thing. So much fun. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Fair enough. Does size really matter? Okay, this is a fairly egregious example. And honestly, this video didn't even perform well. So how about we just throw tubing in there? And then that's probably good enough, I would think.
Can we remove all the caps?
You know what? Yeah, we can remove all the caps. Does tubing size really matter?
Oh my God, what cap?
No, you don't want the caps in there either?
No, I meant the really it matter.
Does water cooling...
It's all lowercase now.
Well, okay, what do you want?
Like a normal title.
Can we have really matter? Is really matter okay?
Yeah, but fix the rest of it. Why is water cooling tube size and matter all under lowercase?
Do you want it all capitalized?
No, just the first letter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we haven't... Okay, we don't have a set-in-stone way of handling capitalization in our titles. Sometimes we treat them like they're a sentence. Other times we treat them like they're a title. In this question, because this is a complete sentence, sometimes the temptation is to not capitalize it. Whereas if we were to call it, okay, water cooling tube size, does it matter? That I would say I would capitalize correctly. You know what? That seems pretty good. I'm going to go with that. Chloe says, I agree with Jake LMAO. Fine. Okay. Fortnite on the God of Gaming monitors. Yeah, this was not. Yeah. What is this model called?
I don't know. Scroll down.
Asus PG, whatever the crap. Yeah, let's put that in there. Yeah, let's put that in there. 4K, 144 hertz. Yeah, okay. This was, I believe, first look. Remove Fortnite. Okay.
Change it to Apex Legends.
Come on, guys. Can I have a? Okay, I think Fortnite, but we don't play Apex Legends. Okay, that is clickbait. That's misleading. If we were to put Apex Legends in there after the fact, although that would be brilliant.
The game doesn't even exist.
Remove Fortnite, guys. Come on.
Minecraft.
Okay, look. Okay, here's the thing. Chloe says Fortnite equals biggest clickbait. That's not fair. If you play Fortnite on it, it's not clickbait. That's something that has made it, I'd say, easier for me to ignore community feedback about this. Thanks, Jake. Thank you for that. That's something that has made it so that I've kind of gone, yeah, community feedback, maybe they're not really right about this, because a lot of the time things get called clickbait when they're not. Clickbait is defined as something that is misleading. You are baiting clicks by misleading the viewer into thinking that it's something that it's not. We played Fortnite on that monitor. And I could make a pretty strong argument for, especially at that time, remember, this is in June last year, that being the God of gaming monitors. No clickbait. Clicky? Oh, yes. Clickable? Yeah. Clickbait? No. Okay. Kubo6472 says, gaming on the God of monitors. That's actually pretty good.
You're not showing your screen.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Gaming on the God of monitors. You know what? I like it. I'm not putting 2018 in the title. Do you have any idea how brutal that is? That's like telling YouTube, "Hi, I would like you to bury this video. Please never have anybody look at it again." We can't do that. That's actually part of the reason that we do put the date on WAN show. We don't want people watching old WAN shows by accident, thinking that it's like something relevant. All right. It finally happened. RGB PSU cables. That seems all right. And I'm not putting 2019 in there. That's wrong too. That's the real Luke. Asus's gaming phone looks awesome. That seems pretty fair. Do you remember what this thing was called, Jake?
The ROG phone?
ROG phone?
That's just like, I think that was at Computex. That was when you first saw it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This was ROG phone first look.
Asus's ROG phone looks awesome. And then you don't need that end bit.
No, I want gaming in there. Oh, well, I guess we could do that. Asus's ROG gaming phone. No, no. I want to leave it this way because it was specifically the ROG phone. Like they might have an ROG phone 2 or something. So I want to leave ourselves options for that. Okay. A CPU cooler with a screen. Yeah, we could throw what it's actually called in there, I think. Oh, wow. We don't even have it down here. Ooh.
That's the Asus one, right?
It's like the Ryujin, right? Is that how it's spelled? Can you check for me? Yeah, sorry. Kiwis S asks, what's the product name for the RGB PSU cable? Frankly, it doesn't matter. No one should buy it. It's really stupid. Ryujin? Okay.
There's a 360 or a 240. Just do
Ryujin AIO first look. Boom. Corsair may be the RGB king. What is this video even about? Honestly, I don't know, and it doesn't say down here. Oh, Lord, have we gotten to the point where we have to actually watch it? Okay, we've reached the first one that we actually need to watch. System slider going up?
Is it working?
I don't know, I'm about to find out. I'm actually not sure because I may not have assigned that correctly. Give me 1 second. Is it muted?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's your problem. Okay.
70 gaming headsets at the link below.
Okay, there's our
It's getting
response.
to the point where I don't even know what to say about RGB anymore. But Corsair has kicked it up yet another notch with what they're calling IQ, a Corsair interface. They're taking everything that was good about Link and
Okay.
IQ because it's
IQ,
all when you do
IQ.
something like launch a movie and turn
Okay.
off tempered glass
Is
on the
this
front
all about IQ?
instead of curved. Cannot be individually adjusted within the software, but on a like G-Skills Trident
Okay.
RGB.
So basically it's IQ and then their Vengeance RGB Pro. Okay, I can't put, I'm sorry guys, I can't put all of that in there.
Just do like Computex suite.
Yeah, okay. IQ announcement, Computex. No, let's just put IQ announcement. I think that's pretty fair. Because the main thing with the RGB memory was that it has IQ integration. People are so mad in Floatplane chat about IQ. Apparently they just don't like it. I'm like, okay. Okay, the problem with putting Corsair Booth Tour in is that everyone assumes when you do that, everyone assumes that it's like doesn't have much information in it. Whereas I think that one we actually do a reasonably good job of overviewing it. I'd like to leave it without that. It's one of those things like putting the date in the title that just you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot for no real benefit. Most HDR is bullcrap. Oh boy. Yep. So we were featuring some monitor or other. Oh boy, that's tough. Okay, I don't remember what this thing was called. Sorry guys, that's loud.
The prevailing opinion out there is that you need to achieve a peak brightness to go with them because a lot of it is about contrast. Well,
This is going to take a
all
long
that
time.
changes, not today, but at some point in the future with the ProArt PA32UX.
PA32UX. Alrighty then. Asus ProArt PA32UX first look. Does that seem pretty fair? And oh, you guys are so nice. Savage Phoenix says most HDR is kind of bad and was way worse back then. Yeah, right? And it's not even bad. It's that it's like it was like actually bullshit. Like that's so much fun. Sorry. I'm enjoying this like swear button way more than I probably should. Because in many cases things were being advertised as like HDR, but the whole, quite honestly, kind of bull crap HDR 400, HDR 600 thing that came out later, I don't even think that was ratified yet. So it was just honestly kind of false advertising, a lot of the HDR displays that were coming out around that time. All right, AMD's 32-core FU to Intel. I don't know, what would we call this? We did not have, I guess I could just put it in. No, because I don't think it's strictly speaking Threadripper 2. This was like Threadripper refresh. So the good news though is we actually know the model of that now. So we could just put Threadripper 2990 WX first look. Boom. Easy. Bam. Oh, did I put fist look? See, this is why I need you guys. You're QCing the whole process for me here. You guys rock. All right, WAN show, we skip. Crazy cooler prototype, no pump. Okay, this doesn't have a product name. So why don't I just throw Der Bauer in there, and then that's really all we can do about it. There were so many people who thought that this was fake, and it's not. There, that's all I have to say about that. Okay. All-screen notebook concept. I think that's pretty fair. My thoughts. It's an all-screen notebook, and it's a concept, and these are my thoughts on it. Oh, people want prototype. Okay, so ASUS was really... Oh, wow, I do remember more about this than I thought. ASUS was pretty particular. They did not want prototype because it's not a prototype. It's a concept. It's actually a different thing. This is not the prototype for something they will build. This is a concept for something that maybe they could build. Oh, did I accidentally put it? Oh, bloody hell. I know the 8 is a B. I'm trying to live stream at the same time. All-screen notebook concept. That has to stay concept. Linus visits the sketchiest sites on the web. Yeah, this really probably should have had a Bitdefender showcase. Sorry about that, guys. That one slipped through the cracks. Why would anyone build a huge PC? This is about whether there's any benefit to large chassis. I don't think anything really needs... Oh, Xavier says, oh, so actually brands tell you what not to put. In some cases, yes. Brands will tell us, look, we'd really... Like, I could have done anything I wanted. It's not like the video was sponsored or anything. Like, they're not paying me for what I call it. But they did ask very nicely that I not call it a prototype because it isn't. That would actually be misleading. A prototype implies that this will become a finished product at some point. And they don't want people to think that, and they're not going to show this concept to people who are going to call it a prototype, because the last thing they want is customers banging down their door for 4 years asking for this, the finished product of this prototype they showed off, when they were never sure that they were even going to do one. Like, that's stupid. That creates a negative situation. Magni says, yes, that's a good point. Prototype would have been clickbait because that's not what it was. So this is a situation where ASUS is clarifying what the thing actually is, as opposed to dictating what we may or may not title our videos. I can tell you for a fact that ASUS has been the victim of us calling videos things they were super not impressed with multiple times. Like, it's not like that's a thing. So why don't we do one more? Razer wishes they thought of this. Yeah, sure. That's probably one that's fair for us to fix. What did MSI call that feature, Jake?
Oh man.
I legit don't remember. Let's just do it.
84% of Canadians feel like they should be
ads.
saving more money.
Hey, muted.
Emulator, right?
I muted it.
It's pretty useful, right?
I know, right? It's sick. All right, Tangerine. Let's go.
So LastPass, we're sponsoring our
Okay, blah, blah, blah. LastPass, KKK. Cool, got this.
And put it in as like a touchpad and then like a
So what do they call it?
desktop experience or laptop experience on underpowered mobile hardware, when you can run
MSI.
a mobile software experience on totally OP gaming laptop hardware. So I don't normally cover
I don't
like
think so.
some software crap that comes bundled with a gaming notebook, but the MSI app player is
Oh, okay. It's
actually-
App Player. All right, so it is. It's called App Player. All right. Although this one, okay, actually, this is an example of a time that I did actually allow a vendor to influence the title, but I have told that story. I have fully disclosed what happened. I'll
You were gonna do it anyways.
I'll tell you guys as a reminder. MSI App Player first look. Okay. So if you guys ever saw my unboxing of the MSI Lucky Dragon, I was joking in the booth about calling it Razer wishes they thought of this, and our MSI contact was like, if you call it that, I'll get you the dragon. And I was like, heck yeah, brother. I was already considering doing it anyway. So we were like, yeah, let's do it. All right. So I think that's pretty much it for this stream. Let's get our, hey, look at that. Look at that disclosure on there. I actually had a lot of fun playing with the with the GoXLR. You guys can check it out at the link in the video description. It's got a ton of great features. As we mentioned before, it allows you to easily, like the software interface really is intuitive, remap all of your inputs and outputs by splitting even individual programs on your computer out as separate inputs and then mapping them, or like just them, or them plus other things, or other things and not them, to all your different outputs. You can adjust your faders to do whatever you want. You can play around with them in real time. Oh yeah, they've got their convenient little, I can't really pick up this one, but they've got their convenient little displays at the top, so you can always remember what each one of them is assigned to. They've got all the different like effects that you can apply to your voice if you're into that sort of thing. And of course, if you say something really funny, then you can recount it as many times as you want. Funny, 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 funny. If you're into that sort of thing. Did I mention already hardware accelerated? Not sure, but that's really important too. It doesn't suck up CPU cycles. What's that?
And it's all you need.
And it's the one size fits all, only thing you need. Although, of course, you could still get like a Stream Deck or whatever. Like there's other cool stuff. I just mean on like the audio side.
And Linus can do it himself.
And Linus can do it himself. Thanks, Jake. Thank you for remembering to throw that in.
More words than anybody.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jake. All right. So thanks for watching, guys. And we will see you in like 3 hours on Wen Show. We're going to live stream some more today. Hopefully this was fun, informative, helpful. It's going to take me a little while, by the way. As you guys can see, this is a pretty slow process, but I am committed to going back and adjusting these titles. So let's do better, especially moving forward. Even if I miss a couple of the old ones, I'm not going to like, bad, Linus, bad. Way to Linus. All right, bye.
You do your merch shoutouts? No?
Oh, yeah, merch shoutouts. Lots of LTT merch at the lttstore.com. I wasn't really going to do a standard outro. I was just going to say bye to all the nice people who watched the stream.